Did you know, without my telling you, that the only players in history with more points and assists through the first 9 seasons of their careers than Damian Lillard are Larry Bird, LeBron James, and Oscar Robertson? Did you know that? See, I'm not sure you knew that. And if you don't know that, is it because of where he plays? It's a fascinating question, and it's something Stephen A. was talking about on his show on ESPN+.
Portland, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I wish he was in another market. It's not about you. You're a great fan base. Great fan base. It's about us. It's about basketball fans outside of Portland, Oregon. We're being robbed to see him. Damian Lillard's brilliant every single night. Dame needs to be in a big market, like my Knicks. He looked pretty good playing in prime time all the time, in front of celebrities every night. I'm just saying. I'd be okay if he played anywhere that he could get the appreciation that he richly deserves.
So that is a fascinating take from Stephen A. Again, the question is, do big stars in the NBA need big markets to go hand in hand? My buddy Jalen on his show, Jalen and Jacoby, strongly disagree.
I'm sick of this era of people only trying to dumb down the accomplishments of these great players into ring counting. I like that the Greek Freak stayed with the Bucks. I like that Dame stayed with the Portland Trail Blazers. Put your anchor down like those guys have done. It's not stopping you in endorsements. Who gets more commercials than Dame? Stop media members trying to make players like Bradley Beal think that their career is meaningless because the Washington Wizards won't win the championship this year.
That's a really good take from Jalen. Straight talk wireless, no contract, no compromise. So you've got two guys, and they're very good friends, to be clear. They disagree, but in case you wonder, those two guys love each other. So the question is, Jalen is on one side, and Stephen A. is as far away on the other as you can be. So how is it possible that they can both be right? I have always been on one side and said that if you don't want great stars in Portland, you don't want Ja Morant in Memphis, you don't want Zion Williamson in New Orleans, and you don't want the Greek Freak in Milwaukee, then why do we have teams there? Why are there teams in those places if we don't want them to be good? That's what I mean by saying you're only as strong as your weakest link. If you have markets, if you have cities, if you have franchises, if you have teams, if you have fan bases that are conditioned to believe they're not supposed to contend, that it is against the best interest of the sport for Milwaukee, New Orleans, or in this case, Portland to be good, well, how does that work? How can that possibly be right? So I've been saying that forever. And one of the reasons the NFL was so strong, let's say for the sake of argument, in the 90s or the early 2000s, is that their two biggest stars were Brett Favre and Peyton Manning, by far. And those guys played in Green Bay and Indianapolis. So is the argument that if those were NBA stars, we'd be better off with Brett Favre out of that little market? That we need Peyton Manning to come to the Jets? No one would ever say that in football. We say it in basketball. So on that level, I strongly disagree with Steve, and I strongly side with Jalen. But I kind of see the other side, too. Like the NBA needs its stars more than any other league needs its stars to sell its product. Again, I opened this show by giving you this stat. Did you know that? You know how good Damian Lillard is. You know he's good. Did you know he was that good? I'll say it again. Through 9 years of his career, the only players in history with more points and assists in history than Damian Lillard are Larry Bird, LeBron James, and Oscar Robertson. He's an immortal. He's trending towards being an immortal. But he's on a team that doesn't compete. Now, they made the West Final a couple of years ago, but no one gave them any real chance to win. And B, he's in a small market, a wonderful market. Now, I'm old enough to remember the Portland Trail Blazers with Bill Walton winning the championship in 1977. And I remember when the Trail Blazers with Clyde the Glide and that team was playing the Bulls in the finals. And no one, when Michael Jordan was making 6 threes against Portland, no one was saying, boy, what this series really needs is a bigger market going head-to-head with Jordan. I was there. I was the first finals I ever covered. I'm telling you right now, no one was complaining about it. But I sort of see it now. I see where the league is now, and I think there's something to be said for it. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.